As here we are with the 2020 ending and a healthy 2021 is being anticipated, here I am with this end of the year booktube tag, and I wanted to share this answers for this bunch of questions which I have with me right now. So without further delay, let's get started with that. Hello everyone, thanks so much for watching ATP There is Among the Pages, where I talk about the books and the content written among their pages. Well, if you are for the first time here, then this is Achit Murari. I'm a medico from Osmania Medical College, plus a poet and a booktuber, and I talk about the books only because of my passion. So without further delay, let's get into the video. First question says that, are there any books which you began this year and are not able to complete it yet? Well, I have this book called The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which by B.E. Schwab. If you at all you were watching my previous videos, you must have known that this was on my December TBR list too, but I just screwed up things and I still haven't able to get inclined to be reading this book. So this was one book which I have started reading. I have completed one chapter, but I haven't proceeded any further. So I wanted to finish this chapter at least in this 5 days more which are left with us right now. Okay, so the next question asks that, do you have any autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? I don't know whether this was a mere coincidence or what, but again, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by B.E. Schwab was one such most anticipated release of 2020, and it has all that fall, autumnal vibes in that. I was pretty sure at completing that, so I had this common answer for both of the first and second questions. So the next question asks that, whether is there any book which you are anticipating in the year 2021? Well, I certainly have this book called The Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare, and I guess it is expected to be releasing in March of 2021, but I was waiting for it thoroughly because I have read this Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, and that was the first installment of this series, and I thoroughly loved that book. It has all the tinge of romance, it has the tinge of fantasy, it has that suspense, and it has the psychological aspects, and all of the aspects are clearly and cleverly crafted in that. So The Chain of Iron is something which I was literally waiting for, and even the third book's name also is released, and that is The Chain of Thorns, and I hope they would turn out to be a huge hit, and that's the most anticipated book for me in 2021. So the next question asks that, what are the 3 books which I was supposed to be reading before the year ends? Well, I guess they are not more than 4 or 5 days, but I still tried to list out 3 books which I certainly thought of adding this reading in this year, and those were The Poetex by Elizabeth Acevedo. That was absolutely there on my December TBR. I just was thinking about reading that for so long, but I don't know, I was lagging in behind that. And the second one is the most loving book which you already know, and that is A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. One more book, and that was A Promised Land by Barack Obama. And we know, as far as I know, according to Amazon, it seems this book is the highest number of sold copies of year 2020. Okay, so the next question asks that, is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Well, I do not have this particularly shocking book which I could actually remember this book throughout the year, but I think Angels and Demons by Dan Brown is one such book which would certainly shock me even now, because I have read this book way back, but that was when I did not understand the plot at all, so I was like least interested in reading this book, and I did not have any idea about what the book actually is written about. And the most unfortunate fact was that the Da Vinci Code, which I have already read, I didn't have this. I had only superfluous idea about that. I did not have any particular idea, or I did not derive much knowledge from that way back. So I was just trying to reread the Da Vinci Code and the Angels and Demons by Dan Brown. So I think this book will certainly shock me yet again and become my favorite book in 2020. And this one is my favorite question, and that says, have you started making any reading plans for 2021? Well, you see, whenever I anticipate or expect or schedule something at the 11th hour, it gets screwed up. So I just try to not get over enthusiastic or excited about reading in 2021, at least in the initial months, because I would be quite busy with my exams at the time. So there were some changes which I thought of making in myself so that I can actually ace reading. Actually, I am pretty less interested in non-fiction books, so I just thought of increasing the number of non-fiction books and absorbing knowledge in them in the year 2021. But I personally think that non-fiction were not my type, so I was still trying to absorb this fact that I must try to read some of the non-fiction books because they absolutely have this humongous knowledge in them. fiction books offer you euphoria while you are reading, but non-fiction books certainly will give you life lessons. Some are self-help books which would certainly help you, which would assist you in your day-to-day activities, which would keep a check on your mental and physical health. So this was one, I would say, resolution of 2021, that I would certainly try to read more non-fiction. So that's it, guys. Those were a bunch of questions which I thought of answering today, as the year end is here. And if at all you're liking the way I have been reviewing books and I have been sharing my opinion about the books I have read, then don't comment to like, share, comment and subscribe, and help me grow and boost my confidence. And always, a constructive criticism is always welcomed down in the comments below. And why don't you share your favorite books which you read in 2020 and tell me about how you felt, so that I can personally read them and share my reviews here on the videos. Till the next video, bye bye.